Opened in 2023, Shop of the Year in 2024, Top 12 again in 2025. And if you think that's luck, wrong. Welcome to Live at 9. This is the weekly Wednesday episode. We share the tools, the tips, and the tactics to help you to become a top shop. I'm your host, Eric Twiggs. Today we're talking about the mindset that built a Shop of the Year in 2 years. Today we're breaking down the mindset behind one of the fastest rising shops in the country and why most owners never get there. So joining me for this conversation is Brian Hammond. Brian, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Twiggs. How are you doing this morning? I love this conversation, mindset shift. This is wonderful. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, because quite often we think you see a shop that has success, like everybody, a lot of people who've been around ATI, they've heard of this shop. And it's always like, well, yeah, it's easy for them because of da, right? But the people are going to learn some things today as it relates to mindset shift and just little things that they can actually go back and apply in their shop, no matter what resources they have, no matter what scale they're on as well. So I'm super excited about that. I'm super excited to see all the people who are logging on as we speak. So if you're logging on, you're watching us live, make sure you type live into the comment section. If you're watching this later on replay, type replay. And if you're doing a mixture of both, you know what to do. You got to type in half and half. That way we know how to shout you out. But today, again, we're talking about the mindset that built a Shop of the Year in 2 years. So our guest today, he leads one of the fastest rising shops in the country. And get this is just amazing. You don't hear about stories like this all the time. Since opening in 2023, this particular shop became the Shop of the Year in 2024. So they opened in 2023. They were the National Shop of the Year in 2024. And then they followed it up with being a top 12 shop in 2025. Just keep in mind, as I'm telling you this, we have 1,700 plus shops in the ATI program. Our guest today, he's known for his leadership, execution, speed, and the mindset that's driving that success. Please join me in welcoming to the show, Matt Higgs.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. And I should mention, the shop we're all talking about is Fifth Gear, McKinney. And the Fifth Gear is a multi-shop operation, but it's the McKinney location that's winning Shop of the Year and making the top 12 and all of that good stuff. So Matt, thank you for joining us. Let's go back. Take us back before the awards, before all this growth. What were the early days at McKinney actually like? Like, what were you up against?
I think it started, really when we started construction. We ran into, a whole new side of the Metroplex. We started a new territory. We didn't have any, existing customers. There was no brand. There was nothing of that for Fifth Gear at that point. So we had to start building right then and there.
Okay, so we just had to start.
So we started from scratch and grew the brand to what it is today, and grew the location to what it is today. Now we've gone a little further than that, and surpassed our success. What we would think was success in the first year, first 2 years, first 3 years. We've done that pretty well.
Yeah, because this is interesting just because let's say, Fifth Gear is a known brand, it's a known entity, just because you're opening another location, there's no guarantee of success. I speak with these multi-shop owners all the time that have a successful brand like that, and it's a struggle the first couple of years when they have a new location. So how is it that you're able to just come right in and have that success.
Yeah, I think part of the success started when the city of McKinney gave us a hard time trying to get the building open.
Mm,
You know, we switched from we're gonna open here and went it was 6 months, 8 months later before we could open the building. You know, we implemented marketing before that even happened. Then we went to a stage two marketing where I became really the face of the marketing department in the territory, where I became the outside business development guy. I mean, I know you had John on a few weeks ago and he talked a lot about that. You know, we were really pushing the brand and the business 6 to 8 months before we even had
mhm,
a building operational.
mm.
And that took a lot of work to get that done. And we were visiting 150 shops a month, going to 3 chamber, of commerce meetings a week, in different surrounding cities, just trying to get that brand awareness out there.
Interesting. Okay. So what was that moment when you realized, man, if I don't think differently, if I don't change how I'm thinking, this isn't going to work.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes back to that city, where we thought, oh Lord, this is gonna be a difficult time, and we really got out there, when we figured out that you have to say yes,
Mm,
you've got to say yes, and a lot of shops are gonna say, hey, I'm a yes shop. No, you really got to dig in and find a way to say yes. We sold, I think, to the tune of $150,000 before we even opened the doors, and we're having it worked on at other locations. It was helping customers from the beginning and finding that yes.
oh man, yeah, I really want to talk about that because this whole yes shot is becoming a cliche, right? But I want to dig deep into what that really means because I have a feeling there's somebody that's watching us right now, Matt, that thinks they're a yes shop, but they really aren't. But we're going to talk about that. But, hold your put a pin in the book right there. So so before we go there, Brian, it's time for the Wednesday welcome.
Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, we have our regular folks that just tap in and watch us every week. And so we want to thank Orlando and Candy for sure, Mike, Mark, David, friends. Thank you guys. There's quite a few. I see we got 18 to 20 people watching. You can chime in, guys. Not everybody is kind of chiming in. Let us know you're there. Let us know you're out there listening to this is phenomenal information that you're getting this morning. So welcome and thanks for checking us out this morning.
Absolutely. And again, don't forget to type in the comment section live, replay, or half and half, whichever one applies, and put your questions in as well. We're here today talking to Matt Higgs from Fifth Gear McKinney, the 2025 Top 12 Shop, 2024 Shop of the Year. We're talking about the mindset that built a shop of the year in 2 years. And again, this whole term of being a yes shop gets thrown around. Oh, I'm a yes shop. We got to be a yes shop. So, what does that actually look like, Matt? As far as decisions you make, especially like when it's like uncomfortable or inconvenient, what does it really look like to be a yes shop?
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it well. When it's uncomfortable and inconvenient, is probably the hardest time to say yes. And I think that's where most people mess up. You think you're saying yes, you think your guys are saying yes, your advisors, whoever's answering your phone saying yes, but they're putting up roadblocks. And they're not doing it on purpose. Just the things that they say is, for instance, you got a customer calling you on a Tuesday and you tell them it's going to be Thursday or Friday before you can get to the car. That's automatically saying no without saying no. Those are the types of things that you can't let happen. You got to get it there immediately. When the phone's ringing, that's the time to secure it. We have the two-step close is what we call it here at Fifth Gear. And we were at Super Conference, did a roundtable on this, two-part close. If you don't close the visit, you don't have a chance to close anything else. So securing the visit's the number one thing, and that's when your phone's ringing, you secure that visit no matter what it takes. That's what we're talking about when we say yes.
More about the two-part close. What does the shopper owner watching now need to know about that?
Yeah, it is exactly what it sounds like. You've got two parts. You've got the acquisition close, where you've got to put your marketing hat on. Your service advisor's got to put his marketing hat on, and he goes out there and he makes that close to secure the visit.
Hmm.
The second part is securing the sale. That's the second part of the close.
I like that. So first you have to secure the visit,
Yeah.
right? So, and I don't think you can secure the visit if you got a crystal ball at your desk and you're diagnosing what could be wrong with their brake system and you're quoting them, it's going to be $10,000, Mr. Customer, for us to fix it, even though I haven't seen your vehicle, right? The whole point is secure the visit. And then once we come in, we secure the close. Oh, tell me about this, because here's something I hear. You mentioned the scenario of, hey, we can't get to it until Thursday. Some of it is even how you say that, right? If you would reframe it to say, "Hey, great, I'd be happy to assist you. I've got an opening on Thursday," as opposed to "I can't do it until Thursday because everybody's sick. I'm shorthanded on techs and all this other stuff." Talk more about that as far as how you guys are reframing to the positive.
Well, I think it's not reframing to a positive. We don't even get into I'm gonna look at it next week. It's, how fast can you get it here?
Hmm.
Uh, I need, before I can give you pricing, before I can tell you what's going on with your car, I'm not going to attempt diagnostics over the phone. I'm not going to attempt pricing on the phone. I need 10, 15 minutes to wrap my head around the car and come up with some kind of plan for you. Yes, it may be diagnostics. Yes, it may be a quote. We may know what's wrong with it in that 10, 15 minutes. But we've secured the visit. And I know, and probably everybody watching here has got people on their counters that are really good at closing sales
Hmm.
once the car's in the shop.
Hmm.
Your rate goes way up at that point. I mean, you go from a 10% trying to get a customer to say yes over the phone to some brakes that you don't even know what's currently wrong with the car, to a 60% once the car's in the shop and you know actually what's wrong with it. So you're trying to agree to a price that may or may not even be accurate.
Very true. Very true. So just in your experience, and you've interacted with a lot of other shop managers, shop owners, just in various capacities since you've been with us. What's something you think that these shop leaders are doing right now? They think it's helping them, but in reality, it's holding them back.
Uh, that's a difficult one. I think that they get comfortable, and when they get comfortable, it makes them just be okay with the results.
Mm.
You got to get uncomfortable, get out of your comfort zone, and make your people uncomfortable to really get the results that you want.
How do you get your people uncomfortable? What are some things you guys do at Fifth Gear?
Well, a lot of it, guys have feelings, especially our service advisors. They have a feeling of, oh, we're busy. I don't have time to answer that phone or write that quote 100%. You know, you've got to tell them you're not busy. You got to show them why you're not busy, and looking at your capacity in the shop of, hey, these guys still have lots and lots of capacity to get work done. That feeling that you have is a feeling in the moment. That's not feeling an hour from now. That's not a feeling, tomorrow. That's a feeling right this second. Get out of your own way. You're not really that busy.
You mentioned feeling. Feeling is the key word, right? Because the
Mhm.
feelings aren't necessarily the facts, right? There's just feelings could just be an emotion that's ultimately going to pass. And one of the things I like to say is that, you when you're leading, you don't necessarily get what you expect, you get what you inspect, right? That's a Twiggable quote, by the way, for those of you tracking at home. Um, so, so what do you guys do at Fifth Gear to follow up? Because you can say, "Yep, we're going to be a yes company. We're going to get uncomfortable." But what do you do to inspect to make sure that these things are happening at the shop?
Yeah, so obviously we as managers or leaders, we immerse ourselves in the sales team and listen to them while they're talking on the phone a lot. We also record every phone call and listen to phone calls. If you don't have a way to record a phone call, spend some time with your sales team. You can hear one part of it and you can hear our side of it, and you can hear them put up those roadblocks in the moment, and you can correct it in the moment. We also do sales training twice a week, 30-minute sales training where we get half our service advisors in at a time, and we listen to 3 phone calls from the previous week. So they know they're going to be recorded. They know if it gets played in that meeting, that they're going to get peer-to-peer feedback, and then they're going to get feedback from the leaders as well.
And so I find typically, like, if I'm doing that, and I think that's great, and I think that's something that everybody needs to write down and make sure they've got it in play, that they're recording incoming and outgoing phone calls and doing the training. But I find that when I'm working with somebody and I play a recording and I say, hey, what do you think of that call? People are pretty honest. Now, are you finding that to be the case? Or are you getting somebody who's just way off? They think it was a 10 and you thinking it was a 2. What's your experience on that?
No, I think people are really honest, and hearing it played back in the moment, they don't think anything's wrong with it. They think, oh, that was a great call most of the time. It's not that they get off the phone and go, oh man, that was horrible. I hope that doesn't get played on Wednesday.
Right.
It's that that was great. They're coming in, next Tuesday because I told them that I wasn't available until then. So they're gonna be in Tuesday, and you listen to it, and they're like, oh man, that was not my best work. And typically it's, they're distracted when they answer the phone. They've got a technician standing over their shoulder looking for a part, and they're trying to write, 2 other estimates or whatever, and they picked up the phone. They got to stop and pause and again, put that acquisition hat on and get it done.
I have a question. So you're listening to calls, and obviously you're measuring the call against something, right? Like, what is that thing that you're measuring the call against? Or do you just, is that a good call or not? Or are you just kind of making it up as you go? Or are you measuring against a standard? What do you have?
Well, I mean, the standard is that the car show up.
Yeah. But the call, like, the call?
I don't know that we're not scoring a call necessarily.
Okay.
The score is, did we win or lose?
Okay.
That's the scorecard.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that was a great question. What you guys track conversion rate? Let's say if somebody's coming in, what's your typical conversion rate?
Yeah, so I don't have the exact numbers. Like John, our marketing guy, kind of handles most of that. But I think before we started this training, and this will be, I think, week 49 of the training. I think we were about a 30% acquisition rate, and now we're up in the 70s. And that's company wide, not just this location.
Yeah, being up in the 70s is phenomenal. I mean, because we always taught, 2 out of every 3 calls should be coming in. That would put you around 66%.
Right.
So good. No, I think these are all key things that we need to be paying close attention to. And I mean, we were talking about the Dallas Cowboys, my least favorite team in the NFL, by the way, but that's a whole other Live at 9. But we were talking about that team in Dallas, and it got me thinking about, like, sports. We think about anybody who's great, right? Tom Brady, let's say, he's watching game film, right? He's not just like, oh yeah, that felt pretty good, and moving on to the next game. Nope, they're watching game film. They're breaking it down. They're like, you know what, my arm position wasn't right. You know what, I wasn't standing the right way. My weight was leaning in the wrong way. But I think that's a takeaway, because I find that in the automotive business, we tend to practice on the customer as opposed to doing what you're doing. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, yeah, I think we're still practicing on the customer, but we're critiquing, afterwards.
Yeah.
And we've just got to be fine-tuned all the time,
For
take
sure.
a breath, answer the phone, that's that busy feeling, you know, don't feel busy, don't feel rushed.
There you go. Don't feel busy, don't feel rushed. So let's talk about this. So you went from opening in 2023 to Shop of the Year in 2024. What's something that you do faster than everybody else that contributes to your success?
Faster? I don't know that, I mean, I would never say I do anything faster. I think we switched that mindset early,
Hmm.
and we've continued to teach and preach it. And when we celebrate the wins, and we
Hmm.
empower our people to celebrate, you know, you'll if you come here visit, you're going to walk into a place, especially in the what we call the bullpen, the service advisors area. You're going to hear good jobs, they're fist bumping and, talking about what they've done, and, who's next, and who's going to compete with that. They're a team, they're a family, and they really push each other. And I think that was the success, really, is we found it early. We switched the mindset early, and we have gone gangbusters the whole time.
Hey, Eric, are are you paying attention to this? Matt is kind of like he's struggling to answer your question because he's like, "This is foreign. What are you asking me, man? This is what we do."
Right.
I'm trying to figure out. Like, I don't understand. Like we don't. This is how we do business. Like, okay, let me see. He's asking me this question. Let me think. Dude, this is what we do. I love this. This is like you said. They before they open the doors. This is the mindset, and so they have been working in this behavior. These questions we're asking him, he's trying to figure out what are you talking about? Like, like this, we're excellent and we practice excellence every day. It's a continuous thing. So I don't know, Matt, if you picking that up, but I'm loving how you guys are navigating the workspace. You're like, huh? Like, isn't everybody thinking this way? So anyway, I just want to, what you're doing is amazing, dude. So I
I
just want to
appreciate it.
let you know that. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not common.
Right.
Like, and I think to your point, Brian, yeah, you're like, Matt, you're thinking, man, isn't everybody, this is normal for us, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
it's definitely hard because you're immersed in it every day, and it seems natural, uh, to this team.
So, 'cause I think there's a lot that people can learn from your example. Like what's something else that you do consistently at the shop that people don't really see, but it's really one of those things that's driving your success?
Uh, I mean, again, that's it's difficult because I'm not looking at it from an outsider's perspective. Think if there was something I could say, uh, to anybody out there listening, that it would be, empower your people to make decisions, fail fast, and then pick up the pieces on the backside of it.
Hmm.
As long as you're doing it quickly and you're doing what's right for the customer, I'm okay with that.
Okay, I had to write this down because I think so we said the first key is to empower your people. So
Yeah.
we said secondly, you need to fail fast. And then the third thing is picking up the pieces and
Yeah.
moving forward. All right. That's awesome. I mean, like, what's an example of something you do to empower people?
I mean, my guys have all the empowerment in the world. They can make price adjustments to if I got to pay for a tow to get a car here, because the customers has a problem that we can't solve. We're literally going to jump through hoops to make sure the customer comes in, and whatever it takes. Is there a diagnostic fee? No, there's zero diagnostic fee on this particular one because I told the customer they had it at another shop. We got it brought over here and it didn't, we were going to look at it for free for them. When you go through your ticket audits and you find stuff like that and you ask people the question, there's no hiccup of this is why I didn't do this, or this is why the customer didn't show up. It was, oh, I did this for the customer to get their car here. Those kind of that empowerment, to make a decision on the fly. And that's why I say fail fast. If you fail and you don't show that car never shows up because we didn't do something, fail fast and move on so you can fix it, get it fixed, pick up the pieces, put the puzzle back together and keep going. Learn from your mistake.
Yeah, I'm glad we're talking about this because I believe that really the only true failure is failing to learn the lesson. Right? That's a Twiggable quote. That's it. I mean, as long as we're learning the lesson and getting better as a result, and it sounds like you guys just have a culture of getting better from these failures.
Yeah, we call it we're paying tuition. When we fail and we have to spend some money to fail, we've paid a tuition. And if you don't learn from that, I don't want to continue to pay tuition. It's like going to college for 10 years. We don't want to do that.
Yeah, I've got 2 kids in school, so I'm very familiar with paying tuition. So I want to make sure I'm learning the lesson and continuing to move forward. Now this is fantastic. So okay, so we've got a shop owner or even a general manager, service manager. They feel stuck right now. Well, what's the first mindset shift they should make starting today after they log off of this live at 9?
Say yes. Get out there with your people and find out what your people are doing. If you could be the problem, but I bet.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. All right. Matt, what do you mean that me as the leader, I could be the problem? What are you talking about? It's everybody's fault except mine, right?
Sometimes you got to look yourself in the mirror. I've been in those situations before where you think you're doing everything perfect until you see it another way.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up because I think that's key. I think you have to always start by saying, okay, what do I need to do better, right? What role am I playing in this outcome? I think that's where most people are looking. They're not looking in the mirror; they're looking out the window to assess blame. So I think that's key. Yeah. And it's from talking to you, it's easy to understand why you're having the success you're having. Brian, does somebody have a question or comment in the?
Yeah, we got a couple of folks that jumped in. Dan, hello. Reggie, Jennifer, Connor, Derek, Billy. Good morning, Billy. And then Mike Phelps says, "Hey, we're just south of you. Can we come and visit you guys? Love to see your process." So Mike is asking to do that. So we'll connect you guys. Erica will connect you guys. All right, so we can make that happen. And then John Miller says, does he look like Rip from Yellowstone? So okay, John Miller. All right, very good. So yeah, so we love this. Folks are loving the topic. Connor says he loves the topic. So we're glad that this resonates with you guys. So keep commenting.
Fantastic. All right, Matt. What final thoughts do you have to leave the people with that you want them to remember about this episode?
Final thoughts. I mean, change your people. If you can't change your people, change the people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Change your people or change the people. Very good. All right. Now this has been a very inspirational episode, and it's again, like I said earlier, it's easy to see why you guys are having the success that you're having. So, congratulations to you, Matt, for everything that you've accomplished. And so, if there is somebody that wants to email you, what's the best way for people to connect with you via email if they have a question?
Yeah, email is mhiggs at fifthgear.biz.
All right, perfect. Higgs at fifthgear.biz.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that concludes this week's episode with Matt Higgs from Fifth Gear McKinney, the top 12 shop 2024 shop of the year. And as you're looking to embrace that next level mindset, please remember this. Don't allow perfect to become the enemy of progress, because your next level starts with your next step. Take care and have a great one.